Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be discussing the new Hulu movie, No One Will Save You. I actually really love that title. It just sounds so menacing. No one will save you. I just love that. Kind of like the title of that movie I love, No One Lives. Great title. I don't know why this title reminds me of that title, but it does. But this is a movie that is sci-fi horror thriller revolving around an anxiety-ridden homebody that has to battle an alien that finds its way into her home. Sounds like a simple enough premise, but I actually really enjoyed this. I thought it was executed very well. I was surprised because I had heard about this movie for a minute, had it on my watch list, but I can't say I was like excited about it or looking forward to it. And I haven't really heard anything about it, and I actually went to watch it like 4 times because I like started to watch it, and the movie like opens up where we follow the lead character, Bryn. I think that's how you say her name, and she's like this very awkward girl, and we see her like at the cemetery and different stuff, and her interaction with other people in the town is like super weird. And that's kind of a running theme throughout the movie. I found myself eventually being like, what did she do? Like, why does everybody hate her? What is going on? But that first little part, honestly, it's not that it's bad or anything. I don't know where my head was, but I kept kind of spacing. And then the movie would get to the point where she's at home sleeping and hears a noise. And I kept being like, oh shoot, I done missed something. And I kept restarting the movie. Not in the same day. Like I tried to see it 3-4 times. I had to restart it because I was like, okay, I'm missing stuff. I'm not paying attention. And then eventually, yesterday, I finally was like, okay, sit the hell down and like pay attention to the movie. Like I said, we have the whole little intro where Bryn is pretty much at the grave, going through the town, sees people weird. You can't really, for me, don't really get the vibe at the top that people like hate her. It's just like, I thought she had an affair with somebody's husband. Like, that's what I thought. Like, it's a small town, you done had an affair, but then she runs into like an older lady, and I'm like, ain't no way you done slept with her husband. She look a little too, like, y'all ain't the same age bracket. I just could not figure out what was going on. But once we get to the older lady, I was like, okay, this seemed like more than a damn affair. Like, what did you do, girl? Did you kill somebody? I didn't know what was happening. But we have that little intro. And then Bryn is home, and seemingly, is it Christmas time? Because in her house, she has a little party by herself. She has this little like miniature town she built, and she's listening to music and dancing. And I don't know why the music and her dancing was giving me Christmas vibes. Am I tripping? But festive. It was giving festive. And eventually she goes to sleep. And this is definitely the setup or the format for the type of movies I like. Like, let's just get down to business. Don't give me a whole, like, long 30-minute introduction to characters before that, like, the real plot of the story starts popping off. So we pretty much just get that small intro. And then the ish starts popping off, and we get to the main point of the anxiety-ridden girl who has to battle an alien that finds its way into her house. So it's late at night. Bryn is asleep. She hears a noise. It's dark. She kind of gets up because she don't know somebody like broke in. She doesn't know what's going on. She just heard a noise. She goes to investigate. But that's when the noise really starts like scaring her. Like, oh shoot, somebody is in here. And you could hear like the little noise of the alien. I thought that the noise we kept hearing with the alien was some kind of talking or maybe just an animal type sound. And obviously something is going on. Something is up. She goes to kind of like, slowly duck off and move. But what I didn't think made any sense, the floor kind of creaks or the step, and she takes her slippers off. And I don't know how slippers can stop the floor from creaking. I don't know why that's so nitpicky, but I thought that was weird. Like, she has on pretty like silent walking slippers, like the slippers you just slide on. So I'm like, how does that stop the floor from creaking? I thought floors creak because the weight you're putting on the wood. Like, I don't know. I thought that was odd. But she hears something in her house. She goes running into her bedroom. She gets under the bed. And so the alien comes in the room, kind of looking around. And we get this pretty creepy like image of the alien from Brienne's point of view under the bed, where all you see is the alien's little like feet. Like, they remind me of hands, kind of if you do your hands like this. And it pretty much gives me the vibe that the alien can pretty much move left, right, forward, back, like any kind of way with those kind of feet. And the alien ends up eventually going out of an open window. And honestly, I got the vibe that, like, Mr. Alien, you ain't too bright. Because when she makes a noise upstairs, the alien comes upstairs and moves pretty fast. And then she goes in the room, kind of like not closes the door all the way, but kind of like closes the door partially. And she gets under the bed. Mr. Alien, you heard a noise. You ran. And then you just left the house. Did you think she got out the window? Like, I don't know. That kind of didn't make any sense to me. I was like, why wouldn't you look under the bed? I get the impression in the movie that these aliens have been studying us for a while, or at least studying this town. You don't think that the human would hide somewhere in the room? Like, check the closet, check under the bed. I don't know. I found it very weird that the alien didn't actually look for her in this scene. No big deal, but I just thought that was odd. So the alien goes out of the window, and I don't know how far the hell the alien went, because she closes the window, and I feel like you could hear it, and the alien doesn't, like, just come back to the window. I don't know where he went, child. But she closes the window, and I was sitting here like, I always say when I see like a horror movie or something, I'm not leaving my hiding spot. Like, if I got a good hiding spot, somebody gonna have to come get me. Like, the police gotta come get me the next day, whoever the rescue, like, I'm not leaving. And I felt like I would not want to move from under that bed, but under the bed is not a good hiding spot. So, y'all, this alien though was tripping me out, because, so the alien goes out the window. She shuts the window. She goes downstairs to try to like leave out the front door. The front door is wide open. She hears the alien come back. The alien comes back in the house. And I'm really sitting here like, baby, this alien got nerve just gallivanting through the girl's house. And especially because, so at first when she hears the noise, when she wakes up, you can hear the alien kind of moving around, looking through I don't know what the alien was doing, looking for her, looking for the human. But I'm just like, you just went into someone's home, just gallivanting through somebody else's house, presumably looking for the human. But initially, honestly, I didn't think the alien was like looking for her. I didn't really know what the movie was about, to tell you the truth. I didn't know the premise. I just knew the movie was coming to Hulu. Like, I, kind of saw when I say heard about, I just mean like, I saw like the little poster and just added to my watch list. Because if you're familiar with my channel, y'all already know I don't like to watch previews. I just look at the poster. Sometimes I'll read a synopsis, but with a title like this, and seeing the genre, I would just go, yeah, that'll be on my list. But I didn't really know what the movie was about. So initially, I thought the alien like crashed, was lost. Like, I did not know the alien was, I didn't know it was aliens. First of all, I didn't know it was plural. I did not think the alien was here specifically for Brienne or a human. So as I'm watching, I'm saying like, how are you just gallivanting through somebody else's house? Like, ain't nobody supposed to be here. So she's going through the house, Brienne, quietly, obviously. And that's something that's so crazy to me. I did not even notice, y'all, there's no dialogue in the movie. I don't know how that did not dawn on me, but I'm literally watching the movie like an hour in, and Brienne finally says 2 words, and it like hit me like, wait, have we heard this girl talk? Y'all, was it just me? Let me know if y'all was like watching the movie like, hold on, ain't nobody talking. I wasn't, and I feel like maybe that's how good the movie was. For some reason, I'm getting the story, I'm getting what's going on, and it just was not dawning on me like, baby, ain't nobody talking in the movie. Like, nobody. Now, there was a scene at the police station where I was like, what? Like, waiting for them to, like, say something, but that was because, like I said, that thread throughout the movie of something weird making her, like, this outcast in the town. So when she runs into the police station and the lady's just staring at her, and I'm like, what? But even in that moment, I was like on bated breath, like, is they gonna say something? What's up? Why people hate her? But it still didn't dawn on me that no one has spoken throughout the movie. That is so crazy. Now, Brenda's in the house. She goes to the kitchen, and I'm thinking, call 911. You ain't gotta say it's an alien in here. Just say there's a dangerous intruder. Cause I just need niggas with guns to show up. Like they not gonna buy my story. So she tries to use the kitchen phone, but that's when we get this like screeching, high-pitched noise, doors slam, cabinets slam, like all kind of stuff start happening in a house. And it's like, dang, the alien got like telekinetic powers. And she screams as this is happening. But I was sitting here like, okay, so are you still trying to like hide? Because you just screamed. Like are you still trying to hide and like be quiet so that the alien don't know somebody in here? Because baby, you just like screamed at the top of your lungs. So the alien is coming slowly down the stairs, which there were moments when the alien walked slowly that didn't make sense to me, because earlier you ran pretty fast. We know you could run. If you're trying to get this girl, why are you walking slow? You just heard the girl scream at the top of her lungs in the kitchen, so you know she here. But anyway, it was a cool shot though, seeing the alien like walking slowly down the stairs, and Bryn goes to like hide in plain sight between the cabinet and the refrigerator. And I was like, baby, if somebody or something just walks into the kitchen, you're like right there. I kind of felt like, why not just run out the door? It ain't no back door. Jump out of a window, like just give the alien the house at this point. Like, I didn't understand why we didn't just leave. Obviously, I know why we didn't leave out the front door, because it's right by the stairs, which is where the alien is. So she's ducked down, hiding in plain sight in the kitchen when the alien comes into the kitchen. And I don't know what is with humans and our sense that long, skinny fingers are scary, but like every like monster alien design has these long, freaky long fingers. This alien has it as well. So she's ducked down. The alien comes into the kitchen, uses his telekinetic carry powers. The refrigerator opens and like slams against the cabinet. So Bryn is ducked down behind the door of the refrigerator, in between the refrigerator and the cabinet. And all you see is the alien fingers slowly like cupping the top of the refrigerator door. So the alien is slowly rising, which I was like, baby, why is you moving slow? But for like the sense of how they executed the scene, it was fly. But like, I'm sitting like, Mr. Alien, like, why are you moving slow? You act like you scared of the human, baby. Like, so he's slowly like, but before he can lift his head, she pushes against the refrigerator to like push him, and she tries to run. And I'm just like, baby, the alien got telekinesis. He ain't playing fair. He don't even have to like chase her. He drags, picks her up, tosses her with just his powers. And as she's sliding around the floor, he ends up picking her up and spins her around. She stabs the alien in the head. And honestly, I had to rewind the scene because I did not notice that she grabbed one of the little trinkets off the ground and had it in her hand the whole time. Because when she stabbed him, I was like, now wait a minute, that don't make no sense. She had nothing in her hand. But on rewind, yes, she did. When he tosses her and stuff falls in the living room and she's sliding across the floor, she has something in her hand the whole time. So he picks her up with his powers, turns her around, and her arm is just swinging around, and she stabs him in his ear. And I was kind of like, dang, it was easy to kill this alien. It wasn't like easy for her to kill the alien. That's not what I mean. The way that Bryn is able to take out this first alien literal feels like sheer luck. That's what it feels like. But I mean, easy to kill the alien as in you can just stab them in the ear like they just die like us. So the aliens, which I like, come across as powerful yet fragile all at the same time. Because I was just like, you could just die like us. Like you could just get stabbed in the ear, stabbed in the side of your head. So I gotta be honest, Brienne was irking my damn nerves for the bulk of the movie with the decisions she was making. She kills the alien, and then she ends up just sitting on the ground, hyperventilating, and then staring into oblivion for seemingly hours because it was nighttime. The next thing we know it's daylight outside, so morning. And she was just sitting there, and then suddenly she's just coherent again. I don't know what that was about. But I get it. The young lady, lived this loner life. She has anxiety. But I was just like, baby, what are you doing? Because I kind of feel like aliens roll like a gang. Like, if it's one, it's others. Like, I would kind of be scared to just be sitting here. But she gets up. She goes to try to use the phone in the kitchen. It's not working. She checks the refrigerator. It's not working. Checks the light in the kitchen. Checks the light in another room. Checks the sink water, the water in the sink if it's running. Checks the breaker. Checks another light. And I was just kind of like, bitch, why are you doing all this checking? Like, just get the fuck out of here. This was irking me. Like, do you think lights just ain't working in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places, but it's working in the 6th and 7th place? Like, why are you running through the house doing all this checking? I was like, girl, just get in your car. Just leave. And finally, she goes to get in the car. It's not working. And I'm sitting like, well, girl, just walk. Like, I would be doing any and everything except staying in the house with the alien that we're presuming is dead. But honestly, as I'm watching the movie, we don't really know it's dead. Like, that's how I would feel if I'm Bran. Like, I think it's dead, but I'm not finna stay here. I'm just like, girl, go. Y'all, I'm all for cleanliness, but Bran goes to take a damn shower. That's a vulnerable ass position. An alien is in the house. Others could be coming. And I want them to pop up when I'm naked, wet, in the shower without a weapon. This is, y'all, it didn't make sense for me. And this is why Bran was getting on my nerve for the bulk of the movie, because I just did not understand the decision she was making. Like, baby, why are you taking a shower? You did not get alien blood all over you. Like, I don't, that I would get. Like, if you got alien blood or something all over you and you want to wash that mess off, okay. But baby, in my sleeping clothes, without a shower, my ass would have just been running down the road looking for somebody. I don't care if the next house is 2 miles away. Like, I'm just leaving this house. Like, that's all I know. Now, this didn't make no sense for me. Bran takes a shower. And then we see her sliding the sofa in front of the front door, which ain't stopping nobody from getting in, because all you gotta do is just like the doorway is still there. I didn't understand this. Like, y'all, what was that? Is this something that I just didn't get, that I'm just not smart enough? Why did she put the sofa? That didn't make any sense for me. But y'all, then I get even more pissed off at her, because she goes to get on the bike. Girl, why you ain't do that after the car wasn't working instead of taking a motherfucking shower? I could not. Like, is it just me? Y'all, is it just me? Like that, y'all, it felt illogical. Like, once the car wasn't working, the next step, logical step to me, I mean, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I didn't go to Harvard, but the next step to me is, baby, go use the bike, the skateboard, the rollerblades, like whatever. Like, why did you take a shower, move the sofa in front of the doorway, and then go get the bike? Now, she's heading to town. And again, all I'm thinking is, baby, don't say alien, just say dangerous intruder. Because for all we know, when we get back to, and this is what I thought was going to happen. I thought she was going to get back to the house with the cops and the alien would be gone. So I felt like, I was just like, please don't say alien. Please don't say alien. Now, as she's riding her bike down the road, we see a mail truck that was like attacked. And we see earlier at the very, very top of the movie, Bran is leaving her house and she sees this circle-like area in her yard where like the grass is dead and she tries to like spray it with water. Well, we noticed that same mark in the neighbor's grass. And at this point, I have no clue what that means, but I'm feeling like it's connected to the aliens. But I was like, what is that? Why is the same mark here? But I had no clue. I'll end up with a theory later I'll just say it. When we end up seeing a spaceship with the beam me up light, I felt like that's what that mark is. So the aliens have, in my mind, I'm feeling like been coming down to study us. That's what that little circle is in the grass when that light beams down from the ship to shoot people down. Now, Brienne finally gets to town. She goes to the police station. The second she walks in the police station, it just so happens to be this older woman and the police chief right there, like walking out as she's walking in. And they literally don't say anything to each other. They just stare for like 20 seconds. And I don't know what's wrong with me. It did not dawn on me that nobody spoke at all in the movie at this point. But I was sitting there like what? Like, I thought they was going to say like, like just yell something at the girl. Like say something to give the audience a clue as to what is the issue with her and the people in this town. But nobody says anything. And the older lady spits in her face. Baby, I'd rather stay with the spitting ass lady than go back to my house with the alien. But the lady and the police chief, like they just look at her, they just walk out. And some other cops behind them, they just look at her, don't do a thing. And I'm literally, now I gotta admit that as this was happening, I was like, baby, I'm gonna end up so annoyed if the movie is just putting this in here and it's gonna end with us never knowing what the hell the situation is. Because I don't know why, but I just felt like that was some loose thread the movie was never going to tie up. And or not that I thought that would happen, but I was just like, if that happens, I'm going to be pissed. Like, y'all, I know it's not like the focal, kind of felt like, but it's not the focal point of the movie. But I was like, child, y'all need to explain this ish. Like, if this movie ends and we don't know what the hell, especially not if somebody done spit in her face, because at first, when the people was just acting odd, seemingly don't interact with her. But once we got to this scene where the lady spit in her, I'm like, oh, baby. Because I thought you had an affair, or you know how it be in like small towns where all your business get out and you make one mistake 100 years ago and nobody don't ever let it go. But once the lady spits in her face, I was like, oh, hell nah, it's something serious. Like, baby, you done killed somebody, or you done like, I don't know what the hell you did, but it's serious if niggas is spitting in your face. And like the cops just sit there like nobody does nothing. Now, Brienne ends up going to like the side of a building and just sitting on the ground. And this was another moment when I was like, girl, you getting on my nerve because what are we doing? But I kind of get it. Presumably, she don't even know what the hell to do. I tried to go to the cops, even though I already know everybody hate me. But then I ran into this woman. She spit on me. Now I don't even know what the hell to do. And as Brienne is sitting there, she sees a bus coming. So she goes to get on the bus, and y'all, something else Brienne was doing that was getting on my nerve. And let me know if I'm nitpicky. I probably am nitpicky. I'm nitpicky. But this was getting on my nerve. Brienne goes to get on the bus. She's sitting in her seat, and all these deep breaths she kept taking was getting on my nerves. Like, why are you struggling for oxygen, girl? Like, I don't know. Like, she was breathing loud, and it was irking me. That's so stupid, but it was. Now, there's a guy, not a grown man, but, well, she's grown. She looks pretty young, but she's grown. But there's a man behind her on the bus, right? We can, like, see him behind her. He goes to get up and move to the row directly behind her, wheezing and breathing loud as well. I don't know. I got a thing with people breathing loud. Even though my little sister say I breathe loud. But I don't hear me breathing. Now, she gets up to move. And at this point, I'm not thinking nothing except he's just a creeper. So she gets up to move. She stands up and she goes to walk. Baby, why this man grabs her shoulder and turns her around to face him, and nobody on the bus doing nothing. I'm just like, y'all don't see this man straight up assaulting her, but then the man starts making alien sounds. Y'all, and something I noticed in this scene, when the alien goes to talk, the alien man, it's like something in his throat is talking. That's what I got. It was like something in his throat was talking. And she goes to push him, tries to get away, and she's like crawling backwards down the aisle. You know, like she's on her back. She's like crawling backwards. This passenger tries to help her. That alien pushes the Good Samaritan passenger. And then a female alien passenger goes after her. And I love how they did. Yo, give this lady who played the female alien an award. She did some good ass acting, just like with this scene. Baby, her facial expression, her body language, like not body language, what is it called? What are they called? Are they like body actors? Like when you, like the people that play like zombies and stuff, like the way she was like motioning and moving her body was so creepy. Now, Brian pissed me off again. Like every time Brian pissed me off could be a drinking game. But you might end up with alcohol poisoning. But I'm saying like, baby, if I don't face down a motherfucking alien, I am not leaving my house without a weapon. Because I don't know where all the other aliens is at, child. Like, I don't know. That just doesn't make no sense to me. But that's something that just, it's not even knock to the movie. That's something that irks me in literally every single solitary, like, horror or thriller where somebody fight for their life, is how you just face down one little threat, drop your weapon, and then seemingly go the rest of the movie without ever carrying a weapon with you as if the danger is just over. That hurts me so bad. Because I just feel like my human, like, instinct for survival, I would not be going through the town without a weapon. Like, I wouldn't. So the female alien is coming after her, and she kicks the female alien, and the male alien is like still coming at her, like crawling over like the seats. Baby, did y'all see the shot when the male alien crawls by this black guy that's a passenger? And the way he was looking and leaning back, staying the hell out the way. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Now, I was mad at the passengers when we thought this was just a creep, you know, bothering with the girl. But at this point, nah, brother, bro, mind your business. Mind your business. Stay out the way. Now, in this scene, though, I'm questioning, why are they going at her? Do they know she killed one of the little gang members? Now, I also noticed the male alien attacking her is dressed like a mailman. And we saw the destroyed mail truck in the road. And that's when I was like, okay, this is like Attack of the Body Snatchers. They're trying to take the humans over. That's what this is. Because he's wearing the male uniform. And I bet you he probably is in the body of the mailman whose truck we saw tossed over. Now, the bus driver, who I felt like took a long ass time to damn react to what was happening on the bus, sees what's going on, looking in the rear view, slams on his brakes, and the mailman alien, you know, like falls back from slamming on the brakes. Bryn gets off the bus, just starts running up the road. And I was confused why we see the mailman alien off the bus standing there just watching her run. Okay, are you adjusting to your new human skin? Like, you can't run. I mean, you was crawling all crazy on the bus. I didn't understand why he didn't just go after her. I don't know. I still got no plausible answer for that. I don't know why we didn't just get her. And honestly, that was something that kind of bugged me when she keeps facing aliens. I was like, if y'all don't just get this bitch, like, why y'all playing with her? Like, why y'all toying with her? Get her! Because it was moments where I was like, baby, y'all could have got this little white girl. Like, what is y'all doing, aliens? Now, she's just running, trying to just get somewhere. And she ends up at this church, but no one's there. The church is locked. Then she goes to the little graveyard in the back. And this is when we see the headstone of someone, and it says, what was most of note to me was the Our Beloved Daughter 2000 to 2012. And she has a reaction to this grave site. And I'm like, okay, so something must have happened with the 12-year-old. Something happened with a child. And I was like, okay, were you some kind of, like, did that lady you run into, was that like a mother-in-law? You were maybe drunk driving or something. You killed your 12-year-old daughter. And that's why the town hates you. Like, something, did you, like, I don't know. My thoughts were just running with, you did something to her. If this grown woman is affected by the little child, 12-year-old grave, the town hates her to the point that someone spit on her face. I was just adding up like, okay, you must have did something to a child, presumably your own child. But that was just all I had at that point. Now, she's just going along, right? And then we end up seeing this giant thundercloud, which is like a spaceship. And she goes to run. Then she comes up on this house and she sees a group of people in the yard, hands to the sky, obviously taken over by aliens like the mailman. And again, Brienne pissed me off because I don't know why she stood there as long as she did, just staring. Of course, the alien notices her. And I'm just like, the second I just see for like 2 seconds what's happening, because it's going to take 1 second for me to be in shock with what I'm seeing. Then the second go past and it's going to register me. I need to get the hell up out of Dodge City before the aliens notice me. But she just stood there for what felt like the longest time, just staring at them. And then there's a guy, alien guy, who turns his head and notices her. So she starts running and she ends up back at her house. And I was like, baby, was there nowhere else to go but your house where the alien already was? And I get it, the way she's running through town and the way her house is and that church and this house seemingly is where we're not in like a suburban neighborhood. We're in a place where we have a lot of land. The houses are far apart. But I'm just like, I don't like, how did we end up back at our house? I'm still running to people for help. At this point, I would be. Or maybe not, because I just saw some people that's aliens. So maybe I won't trust no people and I would go back to my house. But Brienne gets back to her house. And surprisingly to me, the dead alien is still there. Because I just knew the alien homies would come get him, or the alien just wasn't actually dead and we would see him later on coming back for her, just, you know, with the signs of where she stabbed him. But no, the alien is still dead. He's legitimately dead. But we see this like liquid trail leading from the dead alien. And I immediately was thinking, I bet you there's this bug-like thing. That's what this trail of liquid is. When she killed the alien host, the little bug probably crawled out, and that's what this trail of liquid is. And I was also thinking that because remember when the mailman alien snatched her up, yoked her up, it felt like something was talking from his throat. So I was like, yep, I bet you that's what it is. But it was just a theory at that point, just what I was thinking. So I'm thinking, so she goes through the house, and I'm thinking, baby's finally getting a weapon. Baby, she started lighting candles and shit. I was like, Bryn, get a weapon, girl. Then she starts nailing up like a blanket at like the entryway. Baby, first of all, a blanket ain't gonna help. None of this matters because the aliens have telekinesis, which the alien comes, and that is exactly what they use. They just push the little nails out of the blanket as if, I mean, it ain't like the blanket was really a barrier, but they just push the nails out with their mind. The dead alien starts getting lifted out as, y'all, now I love this movie, loved it, but this was the thing that I was like, baby, this feels so stupid. The dead alien is getting lifted out as Brienne is literal hiding behind something you can see straight through. She is literally has her head turned back, looking through the thing she's hiding behind, watching the alien float away through the door. My nigga, come on. Look, but you know what? The filmmakers did a lot right with this movie, but so I guess I won't harp on it. But this felt so freaking stupid. How am I hiding behind something I'm looking through? That's not very good hiding. Y'all, I don't know. Now that bothered me because I was like, baby, this is stupid. Like, this is dumb. So she goes like trying to run and hide as she sees alien lights like through the windows. And all I could think is the aliens that popped up. Why are you just now trying to hide? Why weren't you prepared? I would have had a weapon and would have been hiding somewhere. But it's like she got caught off guard and suddenly the aliens are here and now she's trying to like run and dip and dodge the like alien light and trying to find a place to hide. And this irked me. She's running through the house seemingly like trying to figure out where to hide at. Why weren't you was in here in them lighting candles and boiling water? You didn't already know where you was gonna hide at when the aliens popped up? Now, we done went a whole damn day and Brienne ain't learned nothing because she hiding from the alien in the same position she was in this morning. Now, she has these scissors, but the alien uses his power, snatches the scissors out of her hand. And I think this is the moment she was in like a basement. And we got some cool moments in this sequence where like the alien is behind her before she sees, like the audience sees the alien behind her before she sees the alien is there. In the basement, like before the alien takes her scissors. And then we see the alien creeping behind her once she's upstairs. Those visuals, those shots in this sequence were so good. Very creepy. Very effective. Especially when we see him creeping behind her when she's upstairs. So she ends up in a fight with the alien, right? And baby, she better than me. Because I am not putting alien skin in my mouth. She bites the alien. The alien has her on the ground. The alien is on top of her. And she goes to bite the alien. And the alien runs off. And I was like, baby, y'all aliens is soft as hell. You running because you got bit? And this was another moment where I was like, y'all better stop playing with this girl. She done killed one of y'all folk. Get her. Now, earlier, remember, Bryn checked the electricity, it wasn't working. But now she boiling water on the stove. Ain't that the electricity or am I stupid? I could be stupid, like that's plausible. But if the electricity not working, don't that mean the stove don't work? Unless it's gas, but to my recollection, I don't think it was a gas burner that I saw. I don't know, but the electricity is working. And something that was of note in this scene, this alien she's in a fight with is a different kind of alien than the one she was first encountering and killed. And this alien for me felt almost childlike. The way he was sitting, like with his back turned, like hurt because she bit him, the way he kind of just like looked like when he was sitting there bit. I don't know, it felt childlike to me. Y'all, was I the only one getting that vibe? And did he? I want to say this one didn't have the telekinetic power because she tosses a pan of boiling water on the alien, multiple pans. And I'm like, why you don't just snatch it out her hand with your powers? But wait, it did take the scissors from her. That was the same alien, right? Well, yeah, it did take the scissors from her. Okay, so never mind. It did have telekinetic powers. So I don't know why I didn't just take the pots out of her hand. Now, honestly, what I start thinking in this scene, because you know how you watching a movie and you're just getting theories, you don't know where it's going to go. And this movie did very well with the whole, like, you don't know where it's going to go. So, in this moment, my theory was, I wonder if the aliens are actually not here to harm her. Because I was thinking in every instance, I feel like she strikes first. The alien was going over the fridge and she, takes the first blow, except on the bus. Well, yeah, also on the bus, because the alien yoked up but was talking to her. Now, this alien as well, I felt like it was doing, like y'all, I wanted alien subtitles, because I want to know what the aliens were saying, because I swear, in this moment, I was like, maybe they're not here to hurt you. And I felt like the aliens kept trying to talk to her, but you see this scary looking alien, you don't understand what they're saying, so I feel like, of course, she's just like fighting, but I kept trying to think, wait, I think in every instance, she's hitting them first. She's striking the first blow. And I feel like they keep trying to talk to her. And in this little showdown with this alien, we see the alien just sitting weird in the hall, like holding his arms up oddly. And she's like backing away. And I was just like, what? Like, what is going on? Like, what are they here for? What are they trying to convey or communicate with her? So I don't know if I was in this alone, but I, in this moment, was thinking the aliens are not trying to hurt her. They're trying to like say something to her. Now, an alien pulls her inside as she tries to like get out of a window. And she's in, I think maybe like this utility type room. She grabs a mop because she's trying to get out of a window. The alien that she burned like breaks his way through the door, pulls her out of the window. She's fighting him with the mop. The mop breaks, like snaps. So she takes the broken mop handle and stabs the alien. She ends up getting outside. And this is when we see that mailman alien again. He grabs her outside. And this is when I'm irked again. Because, baby, we done ran into the same mailman, right? So why, when she got off the bus, didn't you just run after her? Y'all aliens can't run? Like, why just stare as she runs off and then pop back up here to grab her? Why didn't you grab her earlier? Like, I just felt like the aliens was toying with her. Like, y'all had ample times to just get this ish over with. What were y'all doing? Now, the alien mailman grabs her outside. A spaceship is like overhead, and then there's another alien in like alien form. This looks like a third type of alien, not the same as the first two we encountered. This one was my favorite alien design. The alien that's not the mailman alien, but the alien that's in alien form, the creepiest one of all to me, is doing some kind of alien sign language. And the mailman alien is holding Bryn down. Like, the mailman is standing up. Bryn is on the ground. He has her hair, like, gripping her hair. And I'm sitting here like, baby, you can rip all my hair out. Like, take the whole damn scalp. Like, take a whole chunk of the scalp. But I'm getting the heck up out of Dodge City. Now, the spaceship is hovering overhead. And I'm like, baby, that spaceship is probably finna take you up. Like, let him rip a chunk of your scalp. Just get out of there. But she scratches the mailman alien arm. And he loosens his grip. She gets free. And when the mailman goes to like grab her, she kicks him. He falls back as the light from the spaceship comes down. And it kind of looks like the mailman is bent, like he breaks his back. And it kind of looks like he can't move. So the beam me up light has the mailman, and he kind of starts to go up, but then it drops him back down. And Bryn was pissing me off yet again with the decisions that she makes. Because while all this is happening, I don't know why she was still just on the ground just staring. You got the spaceship above with a light that can suck your ass up. You got the mailman alien that yoked your ass up. Then you got the other creepy alien that was over here doing sign language and voguing and shit. Like, girl, what are you doing? Run! All I could think in this scene was, I think it was Marlon Wayans' his scary movie, like, run, bitch, run. It was pissing me off so bad. Like, baby, your brain is moving slow. And I get it. One thing I always try to like think about when I see movies like this is I do feel like in real life, if you come across some ish, like some crazy, your reaction time is going to be kind of slow. But she done been fighting these aliens all goddamn day. The reaction time should not be slow at this point. Now, the first encounter, yeah, because it's a mix of shock, of, like, this is an alien. Okay, your reaction time gonna be a little slow. But at this point, this far in the game, why the hell is you just sitting here staring at aliens and, girl, run, girl. This is like your chance. And it was moments where I felt like, girl, this is your chance to get away. And she just sits and stares. Now, the spaceship, like I said, starts to suck up the mailman alien, but drops him down. So then the spaceship leaves. Both aliens still here. She's still just sitting on the goddamn ground. The mailman starts moaning and groaning. And then the other alien that was voguing looks at her, like, starts to get at her. And that's when she finally gets the hell up to run. Like, why did it take all this for you to run? Let me stop yelling. I'm sorry. But she was pissing me off. Now, the creepy alien, now this third alien has like, it's like the biggest one, freaky long arms, it's like bit weird. The alien is running after her and gets slowed down because he ends up like blinded by laundry that's hanging on a line. And Bryn pisses me off again. I'm telling y'all, if you make this a drinking game, you're going to have alcohol poisoning. I didn't like Bryn for the bulk of the movie. I didn't, because she was pissing me the fuck off. The alien slows down. She stops running, looks back. So what, he gonna catch up? Like, girl, what are you doing? I would just keep running like, oh, all right, he done got slowed down. I got a chance to get a little, away from him instead of him being hot on my heels. No, she stops running. Literally stops, stands still, looks like she's just waiting for him to catch up to her. I am not standing out in the open with no weapon when a damn spaceship just beamed down a light that was sucking one of the aliens out. It's two aliens. Hold on now. Because the lanky alien was the one chasing you, but we still got the mailman alien. He could pop up anywhere. And then it ain't like the lanky alien got stabbed, hurt, or he just got some damn sheet put over his face. Why are we just standing? I want to scream, but I ain't gonna scream. Why are we just standing here? She literally stands there spinning for like 27 seconds. Like, bitch, if you don't run. Who gives a where you run? Just run. Then she decides to run inside of the house. Just as she steps on like the step to the porch, something falls from the roof, is tossed down by the alien on the roof, yelling, growling, moving towards her. And then it just drops and falls out. I don't know what that was about. Then it just suddenly starts jerking and screaming. So she runs and she goes for the car. And she opens the passenger door, goes in the car. And I was kind of like, girl, why did you leave the door open? But the alien follows right in the passenger side as well. So then she goes out the driver's side. The alien gets stuck. Slices her back with its claws as she's like getting out. But y'all, this ain't make no sense for me. These are seemingly intelligent animals or aliens. You mean to tell me this giant alien would really get itself stuck in the car? I don't know how much that made sense to me for aliens that are supposed to be pretty intelligent. So she's like on the ground next to the car. The alien is like moving and clawing and trying to get out of the car. So one of its claws, arms get like stuck in the floor of the car. Gas is falling from the car. And she's able to use a lighter she had earlier to like start a fire where the gas is falling out. And it lights on fire and it explodes. And now she done killed 3 damn aliens. And now I'm going to give her the first alien. That was just dumb luck. But I don't know how the hell she managed to kill 2 more damn aliens. Especially this lanky one. Now the spaceship is back with the beam me up light. And I don't know, again, I don't know why she always just be sitting there like danger is over. So the spaceship like chases her into the house all the way up the stairs. She makes it into a room. Another alien comes. And in this room, we see stuff like boxed up. We see her letters like hanging all over the room. At the top of the movie, we saw her writing a letter to someone about how she can never forgive herself, won't ever forgive herself, something like that. Saw your, oh wait, I think it said saw your mom. That just dawned on me when I was trying to figure out who that older lady was. Yeah, I think the letter was like saw your mom today, saw your parents today, something like that. That just dawned on me. Now, she's in this room. She's hiding. The alien comes in and seems very distracted looking at the pictures of that's in this room. But Bryn decides it's a smart idea to get out of hiding. She's hiding like ducked down behind these boxes. And tries to sneak up on a telekinetic alien. Because that's smart. And he ends up throwing her through the wall without even turning the damn hell around. And I love the shot of this alien turning around like, kind of like is it called a Rubik's Cube? It's like he was twisting different parts of himself and not all at once to turn around. Really cool. But why the alien took so long to like come after her after he threw her through the wall didn't make no sense to me. And this is what I mean by they was playing with her. She gets tossed through the wall and she's laying on the ground for like a good little time, 30 seconds at least, you know, discombobulated, getting herself together. And I'm just like, where the hell is the alien? Like, come on, bro, get her. He tossed her through the wall. He could have just went on over, grabbed her, yoked up, and could have just had her. She was on the ground for a little minute. Now, in the room, the spaceship light finally gets Bryn. And she can't move. She's frozen. It slams her, the light slams her like on the ceiling. That alien that threw her through the wall comes into the room. He floats up to the ceiling towards her. Again, she cannot move. The alien starts gagging and coughing something up. And I literally was like, I know it. I bet you is coughing up some kind of alien bug because whatever was in the mailman throat, they finna put in her throat. And whatever that liquid trail was coming from the dead alien, I bet. And then this nasty thing slithers out, flying towards her. And I was like, I know it. Isn't that always so fun? When you're like, oh, the movie is going to X, Y, Z. And then it happens. And you're like, I know it. So This little nasty thing starts slithering, flying towards her. She's frozen. Reminds me of like sleep paralysis. The alien uses his telekinesis and opens his mouth, which opens her mouth. And I'm just like, baby, you put up a good fight, but they got you now. They got you now. Now, the little bug alien gets in her mouth, and she just wakes up screaming in bed as if she had a nightmare. She falls out of bed. She starts laughing. And I'm just like, girl, that wasn't a dream. Like, check your throat, bro. That was not a dream. And then she like hears people. And she goes downstairs and sees her dead childhood friend, which we've pieced together at this point. Sees her dead childhood friend is here. But the friend's face wasn't clear at first. So I was like, girl, don't you realize like something is going on? So the little dead childhood friend is here, happy. But that's when Bryn is like, I'm sorry, Maud. Reaches inside her throat, pulls the alien bug out. And it's still like that night. She's still inside the house. All that she saw was not real. And I feel like she was saying, like, sorry, I'm not going to stay in this facade with you. Like, I know this isn't real. That's what I got. Bryn is outside. The spaceship little beam me up light is back. And Bryn kind of, if I remember correctly, kind of wrestles with the alien bug in her hand. But it gets loose. It's on the ground. The ship beams up the alien. No, the ship beams down the light. And the alien bug is like floating in the light. But it looks like a human person figure there as well with the bug, and the bug crawls into this human figure's mouth, and we couldn't really see like the face, but I was like, is this a replica of the girl? Is this a replica of Bryn? What is this? And then we see it. I'm like, yep, it's a replica. And it runs after Bryn. And well, okay, so that was happening. Bryn was off, like, well, she in like woods, running through woods, and then she hears a noise, and that's when she sees her replica is there. And this, again, Bryn pissed me off. I would not just be standing here in front of my damn replica that's obviously here to replace me. She let the alien replica like move close to her. It slowly moves closer to her, and I'm just like, girl, this is still an alien. It's trying to replicate, well, has replicated you. It's not trying. Why would you let it get close to you? That made no sense. And I feel like it is obviously going to kill you, because it was making me think of that movie with the kid from Breaking Bad, Jesse, where like two twins can't exist. Like, you got to fight to the death because only one can survive. I was like, girl, your replica is going to kill you. Why are you letting it get close? This feels so stupid. And of course, the replica stabs her. Now, where it got a knife from, who knows? But the replica stabs Bryn twice. But earlier, Bryn got a box cutter, and she slices the replica's throat. And as if the danger is over, she drops the box cutter on the ground. Why am I holding the alien replica that just tried to kill me? Because Bryn is holding the replica as it's dying. She's crying and holding the replica that just stabbed her twice. Y'all, am I just not smart enough? This was pissing me off. It ain't made no sense. The replica wasn't crying when she was stabbing you twice. Now, Bryn is in the woods, stabbed twice, no box cutter, no weapon, just walking. Or not, no, she was in the woods and she was just walking down the road. And here comes an alien, you dumb girl. The spaceship is back, uses the beam me up light to get her. We see Bryn on the ship, frozen, surrounded by aliens. The aliens all up in her face. And the aliens surrounding her with their skinny witch finger, like going towards her. And it felt like the group of aliens all had their skinny witch finger going towards her. But the alien right in front of her takes his skinny witch finger and puts it to her forehead. It fades to black. And then we're back in her house. And we see Bryn as a child. And I'm thinking her mom and Maud, the dead childhood friend, cops are at the house. And as we're seeing this reenactment memory, the cops, everybody's like frozen in what looks like the spaceship light. And I thought they were going back to show like these aliens been here for a long time and maybe the aliens was involved in the friend being dead. Like she's not really dead. Maybe the aliens took her. No, that's not what happens. We then see Maud and Bryn as kids arguing in the woods. And as they're arguing, Maud pushes Bryn to the ground. And I'm just saying, like, hold on now, girl. You don't put your hands on nobody. How you gonna push me to the ground? But when Bryn gets to the ground, she falls next to a rock. Which I'm like, Maud could have killed Bryn. Because what if her head would have hit that rock when you threw it to the ground? Maud gets upset, picks up the rock, and hits her friend. And that's when the questions are answered. This is why everybody in the town hates her. This is why that lady spit on her face. Obviously, it was Maud's mother. And then I start asking myself, well, why would you stay in a town after something like that knowing everybody hates you? She was 12, so presumably she didn't go to prison or only went to like juvenile or something for like a short time. But obviously, I'm like, why would you stay in a town where everybody hates you? To punish herself? And she presumably lived in a prison of sorts. She had nobody but her mother just in this house. She ain't got a job. I don't think. And she like spent her life writing letters to her dead friend that she killed. And I kind of feel like this was like a normal reaction for a 12-year-old. Like when I was a kid, like, no, you ain't trying to like really kill the girl, but you are a child. Like you don't have impulse control and, you know, understanding and control of your emotions. When I was a kid, I would get really mad all of a sudden and like lash out physically. Ain't that normal? I don't think she meant to kill the girl. But obviously the town and the mama don't care. Like her child is dead. But I'm just like, well, this doesn't make it for me Bryn like a monster. And this was actually the moment when I started liking Bryn and felt a little endeared to her. Because the whole movie, I couldn't stand the girl. But this was the moment when it all comes full circle that I actually started to like her. And I was thinking of the fact that, okay, she didn't go to prison, but she has been torturing herself and living in a sort of prison. And I felt like it was just an honest, like, fight that happens in childhood. Friends fight, argue, lash out, have no impulse control. You're just a child. All that hasn't developed yet. And had to live her, like the town hated this kid, like hated her forever. I don't know. That made me start to like this character. Now, we see childhood Bryn writing a letter to a dead Maud. And adult Bryn reaches over to touch child her's hand. And in this moment, I was thinking, the aliens got him. Like, the aliens is like, the bug ain't work. We're going to get this bitch one way or another. This is how we're going to control it. We're going to use this. But no, that's not what this was. It felt to me like Bryn coming to terms with forgiving herself and not letting this guilt like control her. And we see the aliens having a discussion. I'm like, please give me alien subtitles. I want to know what they're saying. But they end up putting Bryn back on the ground. She lays there laughing. And again, I went back to my theory of, I think the aliens were trying to help the whole time, not hurt, not kill her. And I felt like maybe that's why she was lying there laughing. She was like maybe coming to that realization. And then we end up seeing Brienne at home, putting on makeup, looking nice, smiling. She rides her bike, a different Brienne from the one we met. She pulls up to this house. We see her waving at people in the town. One guy in particular that's smiling at her and stuff, I recognize as one of the alien people that had their hands to the sky. No one hates her. The community is together, having a party, dancing. And we see tons of spaceships in the sky. And that's the end of the movie. I would give this a solid 5.5 out of 10. Above average. Very good movie. Loved it. Now, I like how all the aliens look different. And I gotta say, though, I didn't like how they seemed like such powerful, smart, advanced beings, but also felt kind of dumb. Like, decisions weren't very smart with the aliens for me. Like, the alien getting stuck in the car. We had a lot of moments where I feel like the aliens could have been got her, but didn't. And I'm not sure everything surrounding why we got different types of aliens, what stage or what type of, but maybe it's like how we have different races of humans. Maybe there are different races of aliens, but that lanky alien felt way more impulsive than some of the other ones. Like, we had the alien that was walking slow and all this stuff, but then that alien felt like raw, like trying to really get at her. And I was also thinking, I think it's the little alien bugs controlling the aliens, like in their throats, controlling them. But this is definitely the epitome of a movie that completely subverts my expectations. As I'm going along where I think the story is going to go, like, they did so good. And I did not even realize until Brienne says, "I'm sorry, Ma," that nobody talks. I love the decision they make for where the story goes. Brienne and her decisions irked me, as I said, but the actress gave one of the most amazing performances ever. I was very endeared to Brienne by the end. For an actress to go the entire movie, like, not saying nothing, baby, she carried, okay? Amazing. Love the sounds that the aliens would make and stuff throughout the movie. Like, just the sound of them. And maybe the sound and stuff was so captivating. Like, the movie was quiet but captivating. Maybe that's why I didn't even notice nobody wasn't even goddamn talking. I want to say this is the least dialogue I have ever seen in a movie in my life. Quiet Place had more dialogue. Silence works here, though, because honestly, a lot of times I watch movies and I kind of get irked because I'm like, nobody talks to themselves aloud like that. Like, I just rewatched the Evil Dead remake, and it always bugs me when that blind guy is reading aloud from that Book of the Dead. I'm like, who wouldn't be reading in their head in this moment? So actually, the movie not really saying nothing worse, because as Brienne is doing all this stuff by herself, why would she be just talking out loud? No One Will Save You executed brilliantly, in my opinion. And the way this story goes for me, I would say, I feel like the aliens were never here to harm us. They actually were good for the town. The town ended up an actual community that included Brienne. People were happy. Brienne was already alien in this town. And by the end, she was the only one not controlled by the alien bug. But I found it very interesting that Brienne spends the entire movie fighting the aliens and ends up joining them. But I definitely feel like the aliens came. I wish I knew what they were saying, but I feel like they already were studying us. They knew what she did as a kid. They knew about the guilt. They knew how she was shunned by the town. They helped her overcome her grief. It's like her whole life stopped when she was 12 years old. Her whole life stopped in that moment. For me, I have no idea why I would keep my child in this town other than, or why Brienne would stay in the town, other than I feel like she felt like she needed to punish herself, like she deserved how the town treated her. Because I don't care what the hell I did. You ain't finna spit in my face and I don't do goddamn nothing. But she felt like she deserved that. She felt like she needed to be punished. But I definitely thoroughly enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments, how did you feel about No One Will Save You? Child, Hulu got a home run with this one. I think this is like a Hulu original. I think. But look, let me know in the comments, how did you feel? What were some of your theories? What is your interpretation of what happens with Brynn throughout the movie? How we leave her? How the story wraps up? Do you think the aliens were here to hurt or to harm? Even though, obviously, feeling like you know what's best and controlling a whole species, that ain't really, good. But I don't think essentially they were like, when they were in Brynn's house and she kept trying to fight them, I don't think they were here to hurt or kill her. They didn't hurt or kill the other people. They just, put a bug in their throat to control them. And if you are interested in TV and movie reviews, commentary, breakdowns, make sure you are subscribed. Check out my playlist, my other videos. I'm currently following the Walking Dead spinoff of Daryl Dixon, also Power Book 4 Force. Also, I was following The Changeling, and then I'll be back to wrap that up once the series ends. And I have a ton of other movie reviews. Check out my 2023 movie review playlist. And, just stick around, watch some other videos. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.